Yo, what's going on, guys? Henry Fong here, coming to you live from the lockdown in Los Angeles. Got my temporary bedroom set up here, but I figured it's a good time to just tell some stories and kick it with you guys. So let's get into it. These are my top 5 favorite collaborators and artists that I've gotten to work with, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what I learned from each of them and what it was like to work with some of these guys. So let's get into it. Number 5 is my buddy, good friend, Tommy Trash. For those of you that know, in 2014, me and Tommy wrote a song called Love Like This, which came out on Revealed. Man, Tommy was such an inspiration and influence to me. When I started producing in about 2011, he had some of the biggest hits in EDM. He was just on top of the game, and he was making some of the most innovative music at the time, and I always wanted to work with him. And then a couple years later, there I am in the studio with him at his house in Los Angeles, just like working on a song with him. And yeah, that was wild, man. What I learned about working with Tommy, I thought that his approach was going to be more about technical kind of sound design stuff when it came to actually making the music, and it turned out that he had more of a musical brain than I thought, and he was a classically trained musician, and he kind of showed me, like, he was just playing chords on the piano and stuff. I could see his experience as playing in bands and stuff really shining through in his music, and I thought that's what made his music actually stand out. You know, take a song Reload and listen to the crazy unique melody on Reload, and I think that's what made some of those legendary hits that he made, and I think it's more about his musical background rather than some of the nerdy stuff, twisting knobs and processing and things like that producers do. Number 4 is Rome. Rome Ramirez is the front man of Sublime with Rome, which is kind of like the legendary evolution of the original Sublime. Sublime with Rome was founded by Eric Wilson, the original bassist of Sublime, and then Rome is the frontman, the singer, and then they have another drummer called Silos, who's an amazing drummer as well too. I'm not sure how me and Rome linked up. I think we started following each other on social media, and then once I saw Sublime was doing this new thing, I was curious about it. So then we got to talking, and then we ended up writing a song together because I share a passion for reggae music, especially American reggae music. It was really cool to work with Rome. We did our song On My Way, which came out on my Fong Island EP last summer, and he was just perfect for it. He's just the full package as a musician. He is a writer, he is a singer, he is a producer, he can do it all, man. And he's also just one of those guys that he's super handy in the studio. He knows how to record complete bands. He knows how to run the full consoles and boards and everything. And I thought that was super cool to just have that many different skills and such a wide range of skill set. And then after I worked with him, I went in the studio with them one day, helped the band out with some stuff, and then we worked on our song. But after working with him, it kind of made me realize, like, wow, these guys that are really killing it, they have so many different skill sets, and the more you can do, I think the better. And I think just walking away from that experience, what I learned was that it's just so good to just have so many different types of skills. So, whether it's singing, whether it's songwriting, whether it's production, I think learning as many things as you possibly can, it just always benefits you in the end. So number 3 is my man, Richie Loupe. Richie Loupe is a Jamaican MC. He specializes in dancehall, reggae, pop, and stuff. If you guys don't know Richie, me and him have written like 20 songs together. But you guys may know him from my song Drop It Down Low, Pom Pom in 2018. Both of those came out on Dimmock. He was actually the original writer on Badam with Hardwell. And then last year we released another one called Rave Tool. He is actually he's the voice behind all the vocals on Rave Tool, if you want to go check that out. And me and Richie have a crazy like a crazy time writing together, because he's just one of the few artists and singers that I can get up with, and we just flow like this. Every time I send him an idea, he goes in the studio, just crushes it, knocks it out super fast, sends it back, and we're just able to have this just like cool dynamic where we're just able to work so good together, man. And I feel like when you can get to a point with an artist like that you can work that fluid with, I think that's super special. So number 3, my man Richie Loupe. Number 2 is my man Dioro. This guy needs no introduction. Dioro is an absolute legend within the dance music community. I started listening to Dioro's stuff before he was Dioro. He was actually doing stuff under another alias called Tonic back in like 2010, and he had this really cool bouncy sound. When I first started DJing, I was playing a lot of his stuff, and I was like, man, I love this guy's stuff. Love to work with him one day. And then he became Dioro, and then had some of the biggest dance music songs ever, and some of the most kind of most played like festival anthems, I think. I just always loved his production style. It's just so raw, but it's so unique and homegrown, and it just, his riffs and melodies and energy that he puts into his songs, it's just, there's nothing else like it. And I've always looked up to him too as just someone that's super inspiring. And then we got to finally work on our song Pika last year together with Elvis Crespo. And man, that was an amazing time, because I looked up to this guy. I've been listening to this guy since 2010. Finally get to work with him after talking to him for a couple years. And, we put out our song, and it was awesome, man. He is so musically driven, and I just feel like he has such a musical brain, and he's one of those guys, you just talk to him and he's just got crazy ideas and music running through his brain all the time. And it's just so inspiring to work with somebody like that is on such a high level of like musicality. I just think also just the pace at which he works is really inspiring too. He's just able to just knock out ideas left and right. Last but not least, number 1, the boss man Hardwell. Me and Hardwell, obviously you guys know our track Badam that we did in 2017. That was wild, man, because here I am a couple years into EDM or whatever, about 4 or 5 years, and I finally got to collaborate with the biggest DJ on the planet at the time. And that was crazy, because the song we worked on was something completely different from that any of us had ever done, and we just kind of decided to switch it up and do a dancehall song. Badam is kind of like this weird dancehall Moombahton hybrid, and I wrote this demo with Richie Loupe, and I had sent it over to Hardwell. I knew Hardwell had a passion for Caribbean music, because in the Netherlands and Holland, a lot of their club music and urban music is inspired by those style beats. So I knew he liked some of the stuff, so I just sent him this idea over, and he was like, oh dude, I love this, let's work on it. I was like, all right, cool. So I sent him the stems, we bounced it back and forth, we finished it. But the cool thing about working with Hardwell is I noticed that he had such a detail oriented approach to his music. Like, he really cared about a lot of the little things that went into it. I thought that was inspiring too, just seeing literally the biggest DJ on the planet, and we're talking about mix downs and mastering and little frequency and little super detail, like producer nerd type things, and he just loved doing that aspect about it. And then I learned that he did a lot of his mix downs, and he does all his mastering and stuff himself. And I thought that was so cool to see a guy in his shoes take such attention to small details and have a passion for audio engineering and production. And, it's just so cool to work with someone that shares that same passion as you when it comes to that stuff. So yeah, overall, I just kind of wanted to share these experiences with you guys, because I thought it was cool, because each collaborator and guy I've been able to work with, they've each taught me something different. And over time, just working with different people, it always helps your ability to help your music evolve and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be posting more stuff soon since we're all in lockdown, but thanks for tuning in, like, and subscribe. Catch you guys later.